Welcome back, students, to our channel Rotary Academy. I hope you all have enjoyed the previous unit, Planning and Sports. There was a discussion with some of the students, so on their demand, we would be conducting a special lecture on types of tournaments. We are back with our next unit, Sports and Nutrition. As everyone wants to remain fit and healthy, food and nutrition plays a very vital role in growth and development. The requirement of nutrition is essential for every individual, but it is also essential for the individuals who actively participate in games and sports. With the help of appropriate nutrition, sports person can also enhance their performance. Even some of the supplements are also essential to provide proper nutrition for the sports person. So the basic points that we are going to study in this unit are balanced diet and nutrition, in which we are going to study regarding macro and micronutrients. The next point is nutritive and non-nutritive components of diet. And further, with the third point, we are going to study eating for weight, control a healthy weight, the pitfalls of dieting, food intolerance, and food myths. So, we will go with our next point, that is balanced diet and nutrition. Nutrition is provided by a balanced diet. So, what is balanced diet? A diet which consists of all the essential foods constituents like proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water in a correct proportion is called a balanced diet. Every individual does not require same type of diet. The diet differs from individual to individual. So, there are some points to consider a balanced diet. The first one is the balanced diet must contain all the essential constituents in a proper and adequate amount. Second one, there must be a definite proportion between two different constituents of food. The food should be easily digestible. The next one is cooking of food is necessary because it's sterilized foodstuff and make it palatable and easily digestible. So, physical education teachers from every school suggest the students to have a proper diet. That means he indirectly says a balanced diet. Now we'll see what is nutrition. Nutrition is a process, a complete process of providing our body with energy. Yes, the nutrition is provided by the diet we take. In other words, nutrition can be further elaborated as the nutrition is the science of food which comprises the dynamic process in which the consumed food is digested, nutrients are absorbed and distributed to the tissues for utilization, and wastes are disposed of the body. Food and nutrition are considered synonyms with one another, but actually it is not. Food comprises of all the substances that a human being consumes for the survival. Food is a mixture of various substances which are essential for life, whereas nutrition is a dynamic process which is comprises of consumption of food to remain healthy. In fact, a nutrition is essential the process of nourishing or being nourished, the process by which a living organism assimilates from food and uses it for the growth and replacement of the tissue that is also called nutrient. The next point is the subpoint of balanced diet and nutrition, that is macronutrients. Macronutrients constitute of the majority of the individual's diet. Hence, it can be said that they are taken in the large amount. They supply energy and are required for the growth and maintenance of the body. The macronutrients include carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and water. So, we will study first about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the most important source of energy. They contain the elements of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Carbohydrates are actually the organic compounds that are important for different digestive operations in our body. Generally, it is seen that a diet rich in carbohydrates need less amount of water in comparison to the diet rich in proteins and fats. There are two main types of carbohydrates, that is simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Glucose, fructose, galactose, sucrose, maltose, and lactose are called simple carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are soluble in water. They are crystalline and are sweet in taste and are also called as sugars. Starch, dextrine, glycogen, and cellulose are called as complex carbohydrates or polysaccharides. These are not sweet in taste, they are insoluble in water, they are not crystalline as well. The biology students would get this more clearly because the main difference between the two carbohydrates is actually the difference between their chemical composition. Simple carbohydrates have smaller chain of chemical composition in comparison to the complex ones. The next macronutrient is proteins. Proteins contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sometimes sulfur. Proteins are very large molecules, so they cannot be directly absorbed in our blood. So they are turned into amino acids by our digestive system. There are different types of amino acid. There are there are some essential and non-essential amino acids. This both essential and non-essential amino acids are required in a proper amount for the proper growth of our body. Out of this 23 amino acids, 9 amino acids must be available in the diet. These amino acids are used by the body to create blood, muscles, nails, skin, hairs, and tissues in the internal organs. Proteins form a new tissue, repair the broken tissues, regulate balance of water and acids, transport oxygen and nutrients, and make antibodies. Body requires only 0.36 grams of proteins per pound of the ideal body weight. If proteins are not taken in appropriate amount in the diet, then we may suffer from deficiency diseases. Marasmus and Kwashiorkor are protein deficiency diseases in children. The next macronutrient is fat. Fat contains carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen in the percentage of 76, 12, and 12 respectively. Fat are necessary for many body functions. Fat keeps us warm and protect our organs. Fats also help in production of hormones. Fats can be classified according to their structure. The fats have different characteristics according to their structure. Different types of fats have different characteristics and they react in different ways inside our body. There are three different groups of fats in diet, that is saturated fats, polysaturated fats, and monosaturated fats. The intake of saturated fat increases the chances of heart diseases due to the increase of cholesterol in the blood. The cholesterol is the normal increase in the day to day life. Such fats are found in fast foods, pastries, and biscuits. The polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats help in lowering the blood cholesterol. The polysaturated fats are slightly better than monounsaturated fats. Fats are essential in the diet, but the quantity of intake should be limited. The last macronutrient, but the most important macronutrient, that is water. Water is a compound which is made of hydrogen and oxygen elements in the ratio 2 is to 1 that everybody knows. Since from the previous years we have been learning about water, our body also contains 90% of water. Water helps in transportation of nutrients to the cell of the body. It is also important for the excretion of waste products. Water also regulates the body temperature. It is vital for various chemical reactions taking place in our body. It is essential for our body metabolism. UNICEF, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, says that water is not included in macronutrients, but USDA, that is United States Dietary Association, includes it as a part of macronutrients. As a matter of fact, macronutrients are consumed in a large amount. Water must be taken in a large quantity, therefore, it can be considered as a part of macronutrients. As we have completed our descriptions of macronutrients, we'll further proceed to micronutrients. Minerals and vitamins are included in micronutrients. Micronutrients are required in a very small amount. These nutrients are extremely significant for normal functioning of our body. The main function of this nutrient is to enable various good chemical reactions to occur in the body. Minerals are further divided into two categories, that is, namely macrominerals and microminerals, or microminerals are also known as trace minerals. As we have discussed previously about two types of minerals, that is macrominerals and microminerals, we'll study about minerals. Minerals are essential in our diet. About 4% of our body weight is made up of minerals. Minerals are required for the healthy teeth, bones, and muscles. Minerals are also used by the body for various activities such as transmission of nerve impulses, formation of hormones, maintenance of heartbeat, and so on. Minerals are classified into macro, that is major minerals, and micro elements or trace minerals. Our body requires more amount of macro minerals than trace minerals. Macro minerals or macro elements such as calcium, phosphorus, sodium, chlorine, magnesium, potassium, and sulfur are required by our body in more amount, that is 0.1 gram of each of these minerals per day. On the other hand, trace elements, that is microminerals, which are required in a least amount, which are copper, iron, iodine, fluorides, cobalt, chromium, selenium, and zinc are required in a less amount, that is 0.01 gram of each trace element per day. This is all for the minerals. Types of minerals can be further elaborated deeply into macrominerals. Some macrominerals are calcium. Calcium is among the top macrominerals in the term of growth and development of our bones and teeth. It makes the teeth and bones strong and healthy. It helps in blood clotting. Its deficiency may cause rickets. It is found in various products such as cheese, milk, orange, juice, eggs, yogurt, green leafy vegetables, and cereals. The next one is potassium. Potassium is one of the most important mineral in the diet. It is helpful in keeping the nerve system and muscular system fit and active. It helps in maintaining the amount of water in the blood and tissues. It is a main source. Its main sources are banana, tomatoes, green leafy vegetables, peanut, citrus fruits, beans, etc. Sodium. It helps in muscular activities. It also helps in transmission of nerve impulses. Its main source are table salt, pickles, butters, etc. Magnesium. It repairs and maintains body cells. It is found in meat, brown rice, beans, whole grains, etc. Now the last one is phosphorus. Phosphorus helps in formation of bones and teeth. It keeps the muscles and nerve activities normal. It is found in rich quantities in egg, fish, cod liver, milk, unpolished rice, etc. This all are the macrominerals. Second type is microminerals. Microminerals constitute of iodine, iron, chromium, copper, and cobalt, in which iodine helps in production of hormones in the thyroid glands. It is also significant for the proper growth and development of our body. Lack of iodine can cause goiter, that is, swollen thyroid gland, and mental retardation. It is found in iodized salt, fish, and seafood. Iron Iron is essential in production of hemoglobin. Its deficiency cause anemia. It is found in liver, meat, egg, dry fruits, spinach, banana, and green leafy vegetables. The next one is chromium. It stimulates insulin activity. Its deficiency may cause diabetes. It is found in soybean, black gram, carrot, tomato, groundnuts, bajra, and barley. Copper. It helps iron in the formation of hemoglobin. It is found in egg, pulses, and green leafy vegetables. The last one is cobalt. It protects us from anemia and is found in green leafy vegetables, milk, and meat. This was all about microminerals. Second micronutrient is vitamins. Vitamins are chemicals which are required in a very small amount to keep our body healthy. If a particular vitamin is not present in our diet, it may cause deficiency diseases. For example, if a vitamin C is not included in the diet, it will cause scurvy, as swollen bleeding gums, and the opening of previously healed wounds. All the vitamins are organic chemicals. There are two groups of vitamins which are elaborated as fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. Fat soluble vitamins are composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, whereas water soluble vitamins contain nitrogen and sulfur. Fat soluble vitamins. These vitamins are those vitamins which are soluble in fat. These vitamins are composed of the elements of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. These vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K, which can be further described with vitamin A. It was first vitamin that was discovered in 1930 by Elmer McCallum. This vitamin is found in various forms such as retinol, retinal, and retinoic acid. This vitamin is formed by the elements hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. It is helpful in the formation of bones and teeth. It also promotes normal vision. It also provides resistance to infection. The deficiency of vitamin A leads to night blindness and xerophthalmia. Its sources are cod liver oil, animal liver, egg yolk, milk, milk products, mango, papaya, and yellow vegetables. Its daily requirement is approximately 2 gram. The next vitamin is vitamin D. It is formed by the elements of carbon and hydrogen and oxygen, similarly as vitamin A. It is a white crystalline substance. It helps in absorption of calcium and phosphorus. It maintains the normal functioning of parathyroid, the hormone secreted by the parathyroid glands. It also maintains the level of calcium and phosphorus. Its deficiency may cause rickets, tetany, dental cavities, and osteoporosis. osteoporosis. Sun rays, milk, butter, and fish liver oils are the main sources of vitamin D. Further, we'll move forward to the vitamin E. Vitamin E is an important vitamin required for the growth of many organs in our body. Generally, the deficiency of vitamin E is rare, but it can occur in the people with certain genetic disorders and in very low weight premature infants. Its deficiency may cause anemia or low red blood count, which may affect our body abilities to produce sex hormones that promote the function of reproductive system. It is also an antioxidant. It means it helps to slow down the process that damages the cell. Its deficiency may cause nerve and muscle damage that results in loss of feelings in arms and legs, loss of body movement control, muscle weakness, and vision problems. Green vegetables, kidney, liver, heart, cotton seeds, sprouts, coconut oil, yolk, dry and fresh fruits, milk, meat, butter, and maize are the rich source of vitamin E. The last fat soluble vitamin is vitamin K. The main function of this vitamin is to clot the blood. It also helps in the prevention hemorrhage and excessive bleeding in wounds. Its deficiency may cause anemia. Its main source are tomato, potato, spinach, cabbage, soybean, fish, wheat, egg, and meat. The next type of vitamins, that is water soluble vitamins. These vitamins are soluble in water, so they are known as water soluble vitamins. These vitamins contains the elements of nitrogen and even sulfur. These vitamins are the vitamins B, vitamin C. Earlier, the chemical name of the vitamin, that is fat soluble vitamins, were not known, but now their chemical names are available. Their temporary names are used even today for the ease of understanding. The first water soluble vitamin is vitamin B complex. As we all know that the doctors provide some medicines of vitamin B complex. Vitamin B consists of 8 soluble vitamins that plays important role in the cell metabolism. Earlier, vitamin B were thought to be the single vitamin, but later research showed that they were chemically distinct vitamins. The chemically distinct vitamins of vitamin B are vitamin B1, or it is also known as thiamine, vitamin B2 or riboflavin, vitamin B3 niacin, vitamin B5 pantothenic, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, vitamin B9 or folic acid, vitamin B7. These are the chemically distinct vitamins of vitamin B. Now we will move forward to vitamin C. This vitamin is also known as ascorbic acid. It is a water soluble vitamin. It is a white crystalline substance. Vitamin C helps in healing the wounds. It increases metabolic rate and is helpful in absorbing calcium. It is also a high effective antioxidant. It is also essential for the formation, growth, and repair of bones, skin, and connective tissue. It also maintains healthy teeth and gums. The deficiency of vitamin C causes scurvy. Adult may feel tired, weak, and irritable due to the deficiency of vitamin C. This vitamin is usually found in lemons, pineapples, guava, amla, oranges, tomato, green chilies, and apples. This was the first part of sports and nutrition. We will study the next points in the next part. Thank you.